Yes, Coach Manny here, Nike running coach and physiotherapist, and this is my YouTube. We are in a digital age and people want to see you on different platforms. They also want to see different types of content, and that's what I wanted to bring to you here. Longer forms of content. People want to know more about me and what I do, and I think it's important that I provide people with some more information. I'm Emmanuel Avola, if you didn't know, that's my government name. I am a physiotherapist. I was passionate about learning about the human body and what happens inside the human body. I had a stress fracture in my ankle. This type of fracture is called an osteogonum fracture. It's a fracture in the back of your ankle. 13% of people have the bone called the osteogonum, and it's an accessory bone in the back of your ankle behind your talus. This is your talus if you didn't know, and this is where the bone is. And I fractured that bone and didn't know about it for 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, that's right. So it made me passionate about understanding why I was in pain. I kept going to hospitals, trying to get x-rays, but actually I just wasn't getting the treatment that I needed. And it made me want to investigate how people are treated, what the level of care is, what the human body does, and there's still a lot of things we don't know. I think there's something like 70% of diagnoses in healthcare that we sometimes are unsure of, and sometimes we don't know why they happen. So I've gone down this path and I'm looking at how people move, how people engage in physical activity. I love sport. I love training. Running is my thing. I run 2 marathons a year, and from my injury and what happened to me to becoming a physio and to now being a Nike running coach, it's been a journey, it's been a process, and hopefully I can take you through that. But I just want to let you know, I'm going to bring the vibes, because you know the vibes, Coach Manny in the building. And I think it's important to have some vibes when you are doing anything you do in life. We went from ankle injury, osteogonum fracture, to becoming a physio. I still attempted to play sport at a high level. Football was my thing, and that's where I fractured my ankle. So I used to play for Hayes in Yedding Town. We're going to check a picture. There's a picture here of me when I was playing. Football was always my thing, just like most young men. But at one point, I needed to be able to do something that allowed me to do it anywhere in the world. I wanted to do something that I could keep developing through, something I found challenging. I find it quite like ethereal. So running, for me, is something that elevates you. When you run and you do a session that is very difficult, or you travel a distance that's very far, and it's only you who can get you from A to B, and you have to push yourself, and you have to develop yourself. I think it's one of the most powerful things. Running is something that only you can replicate, only you can actually decide to do. Fun fact for you, did you know the human being is the only mammal that cannot be outrun? Because we can regulate our heat. That is a crazy fact. In terms of runs, I've done 17 marathons, 5 world majors. I've got Tokyo to do. In 2020, I decided to start something called London Select. It's all about creating a process around what you do. I think we don't select what we do. We're not very intentional sometimes with what we do. London Select is trying to give people that insight into how to be intentional with how they run, who they run with, what type of music they play, the fashion, all the bits around your running. I think you should build the ecosystem around your running. Clothes, food, what music you listen to, where you do it. All those things are probably more important than the run itself. Sometimes the run is probably a small amount of your actual week. You know, if you go for a slow run, you don't want to listen to a fast playlist. You want to listen to a playlist of music that's actually chilled, a bit slow. You know, that Anthony Hamilton. You don't know who Anthony Hamilton is? I'm going to put that here. When you want to listen to something fast, yeah, go and put your J-Hus, put your Central C, whatever you want to put on. Thinking about what you do and how you do it, and thinking about using science is super important. London Select as a training group and as a lifestyle brand that's what I'm trying to create here. It's all about like curating everything around you and making it seem like it's a part of you, and that's super important. I always say that we are the sum of all our parts, because the more people you have within your system, the more people you can develop within your group, they can unlock something for you. They can help you develop something, help you understand something. The music, the sounds, all those things are important. So what I want you to think about is London Select, because that's it. We're going to the world, trust me. And yeah, if you ever want to come out on a run with us, we run Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. from Paddington, Saturday morning, 8 a.m. from Marble Arch, and Sunday mornings we do some long runs. At the moment, 8:30 a.m. Marble Arch. I've got ambitions to take London Select to a next level, to a next sphere. I would like it to be something that is part of your daily lifestyle. We've got coffee mugs coming, we've got an incense burner, we've got t-shirts, jumpers, because it's all about that essence. My YouTube is going to be all about giving you information and knowledge. There's going to be more people in chronic health. So the stats show that by 2040, 9.1 million people will be suffering from things like diabetes and obesity. I think health promotion and disease prevention is overlooked, and yeah, we like sport, we think it's stylish and all these types of things, but actually the more people we can develop to be autonomous, to be independent, to use sport as a tool to better their lives, I think the better. And we also need to make sure that healthcare practitioners and people who work in healthcare, they're compensated properly. And I think YouTube is such a great platform, and hopefully I'll bring you some information and some like real life stats, because we do need to make sure that the information we're digesting and looking at is the real deal, because there's sometimes a little bit of fugazi. You don't know what fugazi is? Okay. If you don't have the right information, you do things that are maybe incorrect. For instance, sweatsuits, they don't work. Yeah, I know, shock horror. Sweatsuits don't work. The thing that probably works is that you're doing more movement, more exercise, and your input, how much nutrition you're having, is less than your output. The other thing is sleep. Sleep is so important. I'll get into all of that stuff a little bit later, but my channel is also going to be talking about things like this. Yo, shout out Vald, yeah? I bought this though. But Vald, we're looking for a sponsor, so you, man, just... The reason why I'm showing you this, if I unzip this, a lot of the time when you go to see a physio or a practitioner, we are not measuring what you do. And that's something that is super important. So this is called a Vald dynamometer. So it's a machine that allows me to measure how much force you can produce in your calf muscles, your quads, your hamstrings. And that is important for us to realize and measure. So we've got a baseline. I'm trying to make sure people don't come back with the same injuries. I think healthcare sometimes is like a secondary thing. In the UK, we don't pay for healthcare, so we feel sometimes paying for healthcare or getting good healthcare can sometimes be a premium. And I want to make it standardized. I want us all to feel like good healthcare is accessible no matter where we go. So that's one thing you're going to hopefully get from my channel. And if I'm wrong about something, I'll tell you. That's another thing you're going to get from my channel, because I think it's important for us to be aware that you can change your mind. That is okay. Changing your mind is part of life. Being wrong is okay. But Vald, we ain't wrong about you, because this is fire. I can just take it everywhere with me. It's a bum ting, you know? If you don't know what bum ting is, we'll translate. But yeah, this is a way of intro. This is a way of you to getting to know me, Coach Manny. You know the vibes coming at you from London. This is video number 1. Please comment, like, you know the thing, subscribe, share, do what you need to do. Video number 2 incoming. Big love, peace, you know the vibes. Coach Manny out.